Hey, I'm back for my second video of the day. Yeah. Alright, man. I'm about to do my top 50 lyricists. Nigga, B Dirt 05.
Yep.
King Known Cleary. Let's look at my full last name. Alright, but anyway,
YouTube had that.
I gotta do this a little bit quick. But let me get to my top 50 lyricists. Number 50. One hit wonder. 1/4 of the group Slaughterhouse. Joe Budden. Now, why Joe Budden at 50? Why at the bottom? I mean, Joe Budden is an excellent rapper. He's a dope lyricist, but we talking all time, people. You know what I'm saying? We talking about lyricists. You know, there's guys up here that passed away, but we doing this based on skill and respect and the long run that they had. Joe Budden's run is still continuing. You know what I'm saying? Joe Budden's consistent. He could rap. He speaks of dark subjects, but sometimes, you know, he's a little bit way too emotional at some point, you know, and on some shit.
On his last mixtapes that he had solo.
His new album is great. That's his best album to me, because all the rest of his albums were just... Joe Budden has never had a decent album except until now. Yeah. But Joe Budden just made the list.
From here, he's gonna build up consistent. He's on his way up.
Yeah, so he'll definitely do it. Number 49. Just released an album last year. Had a hell of a comeback. And watch out for him. He's coming. Him and his team are coming. T.I. at 49.
Yeah.
A lot of niggas A lot of niggas is gonna ask, why is T.I. number 49? Well, I'm gonna say it to you like this. T.I. isn't the best lyricist in the world. You know, he's got flow. He's got the mechanics. He's got the star power. He's got the popularity. He's got good beat picking. And he just released the best album of his career.
And his group.
The Hustle Gang. Yeah, the Hustle Gang, those guys are coming. Like, those guys are definitely going to be the next group to blow.
The next Young Money. Or better than Young Money.
Oh, well, I don't know about that. Young Money's got a nice little roster. But we'll get to that in a moment. But T.I., he's, like I said, he's not the greatest lyricist in the world. He's not of a KRS-One caliber, but he's got that southern twang. He's got that, he ushered in trap music. He's definitely one of the best rappers out there. Number 48, Lloyd Banks. This dude's got punchlines out the ass. Like, this brother is very talented, but at the same time, you know, he lacks work ethic. Obviously, I mean, he puts out mixtapes and stuff like that, but he doesn't go in and do projects like that, which kind of messes everything up. But at the same time, Lloyd's got knife gut busting punchlines. He's like one of the best. He's the punchline king. That's why he's called the PLK. That's his nickname. So that's pretty ill.
It's pretty ill.
I mean, Lloyd Banks' first album, was a classic.
Well, not the second album.
Definitely not. You know, Lloyd Banks has never made great albums.
Kind of got better on the third album, though.
Yeah, it was better than the second album, but it's very dope. Like, Lloyd Banks is just one of those guys that's gonna go down in history as what if, a what if guy. You know, G-Unit, ever since G-Unit's faded from popularity, he hasn't been present. He's popped up on a couple songs. He's on this new Action Bronson remix with LL Cool J. Y'all need to check that out for real. LL sounded like he's 22 again, but we'll get to that. 47, Bun B. Man, he's one of the most underrated lyricists in the game right now. I mean, he's not underrated rap wise because, you know, the Source gave him a 5 micer. So he's not underrated by no means. I mean, I think he should be putting up, you know, T.I. and Jay-Z numbers and shit like that. But, you know, I think Bun is one of those guys he's very underrated, dude. Like, he's one of the best MCs in the South. He ushered in that style of the South. He's definitely reigns as one of the underground kings of the South, probably the underground king, because if you look at all his verses over the years, they've been consistent as hell. It's been a very good run for Bun. I mean, he's at the back of the list because, like I said, he's not necessarily thought of as a lyricist, but I put him on this list because I think he is. But he's in the back.
Yeah, I think too.
Right. Number 46. A lot of niggas gonna say he should be higher. You know what I'm saying? I just can't do it. I love him to death. He's one of the best. He's one of the best underground MCs, even though he was in the group Clips. Pusha T.
Pusha T.
Yes, Pusha T at 46. That dude can rhyme, man. Like,
yeah.
I remember when he was, you know, rapping in Clips, grinding. You know, that was an anthem. Like, now he's on his own. He's signed to Kanye's label, Good Music. You know what I'm saying? I think he's gonna flourish there.
And
his albums due out.
He got a cold verse in Mercy though.
Yeah, I mean, he stole I Don't Like. He just stole it. Like, he was one of the first, that was one of the first verses that Pusha killed, and he killed it like the first 4 bars of the song, and then I just cut it off after that because everybody else's verse don't necessarily matter. I mean, Jadakiss's verse was good on there, but we'll get to Jada in a minute. But Pusha, he's definitely an artist on the rise, and he'll probably be higher by the time his career ends.
Yeah.
Number 45, he's up and coming. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't rank him higher. Skill wise, I think he's higher. He's higher than most of the people on this list. I mean, he's already on J.M. Nas Tip, you know, level already, and he's only and his album debuted last year. Kendrick Lamar, 45. For K-Dot, like, I have a lot of favoritism for K-Dot, so putting him on the back of this list really shows that I'm not doing this list for a favoritism drive. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing this shit because that's just how I feel about lyricism. Kendrick Lamar has every flow down pat. Kendrick Lamar is is probably the best rapper to ever come out of the West Coast. I'm not saying this is dick ride. I'm talking about just skill wise. You know what I'm saying?
Skill wise, out of Compton, period.
No, out of the West Coast.
Since the Game,
he's way better than Game.
Way better
than Game. Like, Game is just an average nigga. You know what I'm saying? He's an average rapper. Like, he wishes he had K-Dot skill. Like, when I first heard Kendrick Lamar on The City, like, Game had 3 of the hardest verses I've ever heard that man spit, and Kendrick Lamar still killed him. That's where my respect came from, because I was like, oh, I've been hearing so much about this Kendrick Lamar cat. Let me check him out. So when they cut the fucking track off and he's just rapping, I'm like, whoa! Like, I got goosebumps just thinking about that verse. But anyway, number 44. He's taken a dip recently. He would be higher on this list if his last, I don't know, his last album came out in about 2010 or 2011 or some shit like that. All I can remember was when the album came out, I was working at that bullshit ass place and shit. But anyway, number 44, Ludacris. Now, Ludacris, when he first came out with Back for the First Time, Word of Mouth, and Chicken and Beer, like, Ludacris was an upper echelon lyricist from the South. He's one of those cats that's, you know, he got the slow flow, the fast flow, the punchlines. Yep. He was one of the most complete rappers, and then he took a dip. Like, when he put out Release Therapy, it was a mature effort, but it wasn't a good album. I mean, then Battle of the Sexes came out, and then the last few records that Ludacris has put out has been garbage. Like, it was one song with him and Pusha T that was hot, but that was it.
What was I Be Representing? That's that song.
I hate that song. That was one of the worst songs.
Not really all that.
No, and then the record with Usher, that shit sucked ass. Like, that was the worst Ludacris and Usher collaboration ever. Like, Theater, like, the last good album of his was Theater of the Mind. That was one.
That was the last great album.
Yeah,
they had like almost everybody.
Yeah, I mean, Theater of the Mind.
One of the songs that I like out of that was when he got Floyd Mayweather speaking.
That was the best. That was one of the best Ludacris songs in a long time. But number 43, 1/4 of the group Slaughterhouse. hasn't necessarily got a chance to establish his career, but he's, Joel Ortiz, number 43, best lyricist all time. Joel Ortiz
reminded me of Busta Rhymes. Got that.
He
flow.
reminds me of a young Fat Joe. And he, except with a comedy twist. Joel Ortiz is one of the funniest rappers in the game right now. He said, you niggas wear skinny jeans just to make their booty clap. Like, that shit was fucking hilarious. Like,
that was nuts.
Joel Ortiz in the Cyphers and the Hip Hop Awards. Joel Ortiz is a beast, though. He's one of those monsters, man. I just wish that he could put out a classic record. You know what I'm saying? I wish some label would just back him so that he'll have solo success, and then he'll be up there with the upper echelon lyricists. You know what I'm saying?
Climbing up the ladder.
Number 42. He was a menace in the 90s. Now, not so much. I mean, now he just sounds mediocre. And, I mean, I loved him, when he was in the Dog Pound. You know what I'm saying? It's Corrupt at 42. Corrupt the Kingpin. Corrupt is one of the most underrated lyricists of all time, but in the 90s, Corrupt was a fucking problem. From like maybe 92 to like 98, he was killing the game. He was one of the best lyrics. Actually, no, from 92 to maybe like 2002, maybe. Yeah. Corrupt could, like, I know Corrupt got another Dog Pound Gangsta New York in him. But, you know what I'm saying? He just got to get around the right motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Niggas is better than him. Corrupt will bring it. You know what I'm saying? Like in the 90s, Corrupt the Kingpin, man, he was slaying them. Like, he was using big words and shit that made me want to pick up a dictionary and see what the fuck this shit meant. And he was one of the smartest rappers to ever come out the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? Like, not smarter than K-Dot, but he's smart, man. Corrupt reads, you know what I'm saying? You could tell Corrupt's in the books, you know what I'm saying? He kept his head in the books, even though he was talking some gangster shit, you know what I'm saying? He was one of the pioneer West Coast. Yeah. Number 41, Big Boy.
Big Boy.
Yeah, Big Boy is one of the most underrated rappers of all time because he's in Andre 3000's shadow. And he will forever be stuck there because, I mean, Big Boy, I keep hearing that, you know what I'm saying, they outlawed Andre 3000 from being on his album. They kept him from collaborating because he's in the contract with the same label that has Outkast, and they want them to go back and do an album, and I guess they sabotaged the shit or whatever. But Big Boy is one of the best, one of the dopest lyricists to come out the South, especially. You know what I'm saying?
Who would have forgot the verse that he got put out with
my favorite,
Southern Playalistic,
one of my
Miss Jackson,
yeah,
and list goes on.
My favorite Big Boy verse, that's a hard one because he's had so many killer verses, but I couldn't tell you. Like, all of them are so good. Like, probably the first verse on So Fresh So Clean, probably, I guess, because Big Boy was smooth. He got all the flows in the world. You know what I'm saying? He's a fucking beast. Like, you need to get Vicious Lies and Dangerous Rumors and Sir Lucius Left Foot. Those are good albums, man. Don't sleep.
Don't sleep on them.
Don't sleep on my nigga Big.
He'll surprise you.
B-O-I.
Trust me.
Number 40. She was one of the dopest lyricists until her life got cut short. Left Eye. Left Eye had those lyrics, boy. Like, if she would have lived, she would have been higher on this list. She might be up there with Lauryn Hill as one of the greatest lyricists of all time. Left Eye kicked that shit. Like, if you got the first TLC album, she rapped on some of the songs. Like, Crazy Sexy Cool. I mean, her best verse, obviously, is the Waterfalls verse. Because that is, like, one of the greatest verses of all time. Probably top 10 all-time greatest verses ever.
Rest in peace, Left Eye.
Yeah, absolutely, man. She was a kindred spirit. She was a hell of a soul. She brought the poetry back in hip hop. I think I'm gonna close this off right now because I got through 50 through 40, and I'm gonna see y'all niggas later for part 2.
Peace
In the Middle East.